Good morning, everyone. I just thought with the vintage crosses sew along that I'm doing on my website, www.sharonkeatleyquilts.com, I'd like to show you some of the ways that I choose the fabrics for the cross blocks. This week it's all about the cross blocks on my blog, Quilty Ramblings. So let's get started. Here's one of the cross blocks that I've made, and you can see I like to have a good selection of fabrics for the background colours. I don't usually have too many rules on how to do this except instinct and just playing with fabrics and putting together combinations that I really like the look of. But you can see with this one I've got three that are similar and one that's a little bit different and maybe a little bit darker. So that's sort of what I try to go for, but it doesn't always have to be that way. It's just to give it a pleasing look. The other two options that might be what you might choose is to have one complete background fabric. This actually makes your crosses stand out a little bit more, and you can have this one solid background fabric throughout the quilt, even in the applique blocks. There are 12 little applique blocks and one large applique centre with this quilt, and for mine I've actually used two background fabrics, but you could choose to just use the one. Or the other option may be that you have two background fabrics and make it work this way, and therefore you would use two applique fabrics in the entire quilt, one for the centre of the applique and the different one for the smaller blocks, or whichever way you choose really. It's completely up to you, it's your quilt. So that's another option. So now I'm just going to lay out my blocks as I would if I was piecing them together. I'd always lay them out before I pieced it and have a look at the arrangement. I've used one fabric for the entire amount of cross blocks, just for the little center square, to just keep them a little bit more ordered. So what I would do is I would choose a triangle and see what it looked like, and I quite like, I know I've cut mine a little bit bigger, mainly because I was using a scrap piece of fabric and I was cutting it differently, and I'll go through that in another video. And then I would just play until I got a pleasing arrangement of fabrics. And you can see that I've got three that are sort of similar tone, or depth of colour, should I say, although these ones are pinky and that one's not, and maybe a lighter one in this one. So that kind of works for me. I like that arrangement, and I'll probably sew this one together. I'm just going to go through the blocks that I've done and show you. So I've got this one with the green, and I'm going to turn it this way because you can see where the darker, this one here, it's got green in it, but it's a completely different kind of green to that, but it works because in nature you get all different greens together. So, you know, I don't usually worry too much if it looks good. And they both sort of got a bluey tinge to them, this green, so, well, maybe. And you've got your three that are sort of similar and your darker one. So that's the green one. This one is a grey one. And you've got the different fabric here and the three with the same sort of similar vein. Here's a goldy one, and that's the odd one out to me. It's a bit lighter, but all these fabrics kind of similar. They're not too much lighter than the gold, but they do still let the gold show. So that's important too, the contrast. Keep the contrast. But what I like about having the darker one is it gives it a little bit of light and shadow, which you see a lot in older quilts. So I love that look, and because older quilts have faded, you get this look. So I'm not really trying to replicate it, but it's just something that I really, really love. So that's what I do. And here's one that's a little bit darker again with the pink, and here's one with the black, completely different colours to the black one I did before, but I've still got the darker one. So I just move around my blocks in this manner until I can get the look that I like. So I hope this little video has been helpful to everybody. This is, you know, something completely new for me doing videos, but I am absolutely enjoying every bit of this sew along, and I hope you're enjoying it too. So I'll catch you again with another short video on cutting, one on cutting and one on pressing. So see you then. Bye bye.